What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Devblog number 3 for my survival MMO. Got a lot done this week, and though it doesn't look like a lot, it was a lot of work because this week I worked mainly on shaders and procedurally generated maps and a chunk system for the maps and the whole thing. So my computer's unusually loud this evening, but hopefully it's not too distracting on YouTube. But anyway, you can go to wizardy.com and you can read the full dev blog. There's some pretty interesting things here. You can read about how everything works, a little bit about the game lore, and all that good stuff. But basically in this video, I just want to focus on the juicy parts. So first, I want to talk to you about the map system. So basically, this is very hard to explain, mainly because it's not completely finished yet. So everything is really complicated, but I'll simplify it as I continue to develop this. So procedurally generated maps. So I have a whole nother program that I'm not going to show you in this video on the procedurally generated maps, like a whole random map and seed system. Basically, in this video, I'm going to show you the chunk system and just how some things work. So basically, I have another program that will randomly procedurally generate a map that looks like this. And this is all based on a seed. And actually, this is another guy's work. He actually made a open source project that you can check out in the last video that I uploaded on examples. And basically, his project will generate something like this, which is pretty cool. So I took this, which is a 640 by 640 image, and I created a program that will detect each pixel, and then also detect each pixel, turn that into code, and then also split up this image into squares, 20 squares by 20 squares, which we call chunks. And then you can later play on the map and load up those chunks, and each pixel will then be turned into a 32 by 32 tile. So, like I said, it's pretty complicated, so I'm just going to try to show you how this system works and what it does. So, here's our map that we are going to play on. And basically, the first thing we're going to do is run the game, or not the game, but the project here. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is running right now, and though you don't see anything that's going on, actually what's happening while this is running is in this folder, it's creating chunks. Now again, remember I told you it's detecting each pixel, but it's also separating this image file into these little squares and creating chunks. So again, it's kind of detecting each pixel. So it's basically saying, oh, this green, this is grass, so let's generate grass tiles here. Oh, this is gray, this is going to generate rock. This is blue, this will generate the water, and this will generate the sand and everything. And it's putting all of those, all that information in these little squares and then putting it here in these little files. So these are our chunks, and what this will do later is in our game, we have a code that will only load the chunks that are around the player. That way, in the game, it won't load this entire world. It will only load what is around the player. So what that means is we can have gigantic maps, and it won't be a big, it won't lag, basically. So now this is telling us it's done, and it is. So you can see here is this entire map was all loaded in these files. And so let's go ahead and close this. Now we can already play on that map. So let's go ahead and play it again. Now that this is all loaded and our map is ready to go. So here's the world we just generated. And we can go ahead and walk around it. So you can see the grass is here, some greener grass, some sand. Should be some water over here if we go far enough. So yeah, here's some water. Should be some deeper water. Okay, so everything is generated. And again, each one of these tiles at one time was a pixel that program detected. Oh, that's a pixel. Okay, so there we're going to generate a water tile. So it's pretty complicated, and hopefully I can explain it better as it gets further developed. And the blog is a good thing to check out because I can explain it better when I'm typing it rather than like here in a video. Okay, so you can see also on the top left there's that number 9, if you can see that on YouTube. That's the number of chunks that are loaded. There are only 9 of these files loaded at every time. Now as we walk away, it's actually unloading the chunks behind us, and it's loading the chunks ahead of us. So again, that means we can have humongous maps without any lag whatsoever. So we're like way out into the water here. And yeah, now we're on some sand. So again, I'm still getting all the kinks worked out. You know, we want it to be seamless transitions and everything, but it's pretty stinking cool because we can have these awesome random maps that the client will generate and allow the player to play on. And it's very, very cool. So that's one of the big things that I've been working on. It's not in the client yet because, again, I'm trying to get all the kinks and all the bugs worked out. So basically, it all works off an image file. So I could even take this in Photoshop and kind of edit it around a little bit, and it will generate it all into chunks, and then I can play on it later. So pretty cool. So that was one of the things, the big things that I was working on. This all took me about 3 days to get this working the way it does now. Okay, also in our game, our actual game, I added a few camera effects. So again, you already know I can zoom in and out, but also the camera will follow the mouse a little bit. And this will be optional. You can turn this off when the game is released. So also you can see the character sprite looks a little bit different. You can read more about it in the Devblog. But basically, I'm using shaders now to change the skin color of the player. So basically, I need to stop saying basically so much. But, here, let me show you. All the different skin colors are being generated out of this one sprite. So I have a shader that will, again, kind of like the map generation and everything. I have a shader that detects each pixel and will then convert it into whatever skin color. Like it'll take this green and turn it into white or tan or black, which is really awesome because I don't have to have like a ton of sprites in my game for every single skin color. I can just have code detect, oh, this green, let's turn this into a white guy or a tan or black or whatever color that I would like to turn it into. So here's the body, the head is somewhere else. Should be like a green head somewhere, right? Yeah, that's the dead head. Yeah, so here's one of the heads. So again, the shader will just detect the green pixel, turn it into whatever skin color. Same with the eyes. It'll detect, oh, those are purple, that needs to be blue eyes, or whatever eye color that I set it to. So that's pretty cool. Again, it's all hard to explain, but hopefully you guys are following what's going on. So my guy's white, and everything is generated. So let's go ahead and also equip some things here. Still put his armor on. Oh yeah, I've added meat to the game. So you can't eat it yet, but pretty soon you'll be able to eat it and restore some health. So let's go ahead and equip his axe. Also, the last thing, and then I'm going to end this video, I've of course added this little mouse effect to the camera, but I've also added a screen shake. So you can see as it's kind of just lets you know that you're interacting with the world. When you harvest nodes, the screen will shake a little bit, as well as when you're attacking or you're getting attacked, the screen will just shake, and it's just kind of a nice little effect that I've added. All right. Take these trees. So all that should be in my inventory. Yeah, all that's right there. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you're not already. You can also follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/withzerdy. Go check out the Devblog. Again, there's a lot of cool stuff on here. A little bit more about the procedurally map generation, the shaders. Also, a little bit about the game lore. I've decided that you're no longer starting on Earth. If you're human, you're going to start on a terraformed version of Mars, which is pretty sweet. You can go read about it on my website. I hope you guys liked this video. I'll see you next week. Peace.